Are you talking to me before the monologue? Emily. All right, the New York Times is outraged that a Trump-affiliated group is exposing old bigoted tweets made by a Times staffer. Now, I'd agree with their concern, except that if their journalists did the same thing to you, they'd call it journalism. Yet the media hasn't thought twice about using past words to cancel the careers of anyone outside their own political world. They'll use just about anything that by today's standards looks problematic, but it's hypocrisy. When the Times unearths a controversial comment, they call it, quote, scrutinizing people in positions in power, end quote, but return the favor exposing one of their own journalists for anti-Semitic tweets. It's, quote, seeking to harass and embarrass anyone affiliated with the leading news organization. Ha! They pretend their organization hasn't been in a position of power for a century, using it and abusing it as they see fit, making billions, pushing an ideology that holds you in disdain. Meanwhile, HuffPost editor Lydia Polgreen says this outing of public statements should worry anyone who cares about independent journalism. But why? Surely journalists should welcome this scrutiny, or is this the kind of speaking truth to power that they hate? So maybe it's time to give the gander what it's been doing to the goose. By targeting the hall monitors with their own words, the media is being taught a lesson about ruining the lives of others for spite in sport. And maybe that forgiveness should be applied to all of us, not just those working at the Times. You know, Pete.
Yes, sir.
I hate this stuff. I hate going after people for their little tweets and stuff that they did 10 years ago, what they do to comedians or they do to Kevin Hart. He doesn't end up on the Oscars. I think it's gross how they cancel people. I would rather just have a blanket, let's forgive everybody. But we can only get there if we do this. If we have the journalists feel the pain.
Yes, I agree. I'm with you all the way. What I said 5, 10 years ago, you live a different life. There's context to everything.
You were terrible back then,
I was
Pete.
a horrible person. And it's out there somewhere.
I'm unearthing it. I'm unearthing it.
You probably will. But you're right. Until the double standard is gone, you can't get to that zero spot.
Yes.
Where we're all not feigning outrage over things of the past just to dig our political opponents. And the media, the so-called fourth estate, I love how they give them they always give themselves a fancy nickname to hold up their pillar of society. They've framed political issues in our country since they pretended to be an independent journalistic outfit. The Times basically invented unbiased journalism, or at least attempted to do so. They've been exposed for who they are in the Trump era and even earlier than that. So I love this effort. Get every conservative they can find who can go in the Wayback Machine and find the tweets and send it right back at those journalists who stand on their moral high ground to pretend like they're the judge and jury of everyone else who jumps in the arena. So I love it all the way.
You know, Juan, it seems to me that the Times message is only journalists can ruin lives. We should be able to ruin their lives, too.
Well, I would agree with you, but I just think that the context here is off. I think what we're looking at is, are you harassing journalists? Are you trying to intimidate journalists?
They're public tweets.
Well, they're public tweets,
yes.
But the idea is that, guess what? Donald Trump, if that's what we're talking about, is in the public arena, and he holds a tremendous position of power. Yeah. He's the president of the United States. So if people look at someone who's running even for president, there's a reason for doing this. But if you're saying, oh, you know, I think the Times copy editor once said something awful in a bar to a woman, I think that it's a whole different level. And I think, you know, I get a lot of nasty emails. It's intended to intimidate and harass. It's not intended.
I told you I'd stop.
I know. I love you anyway.
So reporters never harass? There's the intent of a reporter with an ideological bias targeting conservatives is never harassment, or it's always journalism?
Oh, I see. This is about harassing conservatives, and you're looking for payback.
Of course. No, I said that.
I see. Yeah, well, it's hard for me to believe that you take such a limited view of the idea, because you had a real argument, which is, well, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. But now it's become an ideological thing, and at that level,
no, it's the same thing. It's the goose. The gander is the conservative, and the goose is the liberal, and the goose has been goosing the gander.
And your goose is cooked.
My goose is cooked.
He wants to cook another goose.
Yes, Emily, I'm tired of being goosed. No, but you know what it is? CNN, remember CNN, they went after that woman because she retweeted a Russian bot. Do you remember that? Do you remember the Daily Beast went after some guy who was like a mechanic because he had a meme that he was pushing around? Do you know what I mean? So they swarm.
Guy lost his job.
Yeah, the guy lost his job. Thank you.
This is how I feel. That the free press, the concept of it absolutely is sacred, and in this country it should be absolute, 100%. But so should neutrality. Yes. So is credibility. What makes up the free press? Journalists. So we should absolutely hold them accountable, because why should I take as credible or neutral the senior political editor of the New York Times, where democracy dies in darkness, who sent out horribly appalling anti-Semitic tweets? I was so uncomfortable reading this. So to me, I don't think there's any room for a lack of that culpability, calling someone out, proving to someone what they did, because it's not harassment if you are showing someone what they did, what they published and put out there before, that's horribly racist or prejudiced, and then they are expecting you to rely on them to accurately cover our government and our politics. To me, that's the disconnect.
Well, I think that's fair, but I would say that what they're doing is putting out journalism. So you should judge their journalism more so than I think you should judge that.
That should apply to everyone, Dana, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
I think also this, everyone gets a choice of what you're going to tweet.
Yes.
What you're going to put on social media. So if you're in college or you're about to go to college, or if you're a young person that's getting ready to start your career, just think about it. And if you decide, you can decide to have something on Twitter or Facebook or whatever that doesn't have to do with basically voicing your opinion and joining outrage mobs that are going to come back to hurt you later. You can promote things, you can retweet funny things, whatever. You don't have to always comment on everything.
But you know what the thing is, though? What got this guy into trouble and what gets a lot of people into trouble, it's under the guise of edgy humor. And I totally get it.
No,
I get, like, you try to say, the whole point of it being offensive is the joke.
Well, do you remember also, I mean, people have lost their entire livelihoods, and that's why I say the warning. Remember the young woman that worked for a congressman from Tennessee? She commented that she thought that the outfits that the Obama daughters were wearing weren't appropriate for the Rose Garden, and she lost her job. She had to basically got run out of town.
Yeah, I think context shifts from time. So the context, if someone's reading that tweet in 2 weeks, they may not get it. 20 years, forget about it.
Yeah. Right. All right, we got to move on.